Hello folks, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I'm going to give you my first impressions of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Wow, but before that, just a quick word from VR Wave, because they do produce the best lens inserts for your VR headsets, and they are now shipping Quest 3S lens inserts if you're looking to get that particular headset. Now, lens inserts are really important whether you wear glasses or not, because they help protect those lenses from scratches. But if you do wear glasses, you can dial in your prescription, and also if you have an astigmatism or you have nearsightedness or farsightedness, that will be catered within your prescription and it will be a lot more comfortable for you. Definitely, you won't have to worry about wearing glasses in VR, which can get very cumbersome. I have a very nice 5% discount code. Please do check it out in the description below. Hello folks, welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 Tech Alpha. So this is not the final version, but I thought I would give you my first impressions, my first flight in the new sim. So this is what it looks like in terms of the main menu. Very nice. And these are my settings I'm running, which, I mean, there's a lot of settings here, lots of things to learn. And I do like the interface overall, looks very nice. But yeah, there's a lot of things. A lot of things to get my head around. So this video, as I say, is all about just my first impressions. And what better way to do it than to fly out of London City Airport in the default Cessna 172. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the dawn of a new era, guys. This is a big deal. Big deal, and I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, this first impressions is mainly for me all about how it feels, what's the UI like, what's the weather like, how does the plane fly, how's the performance, all that kind of thing. Now, unfortunately, there is no VR with this Tech Alpha. As you can see, it's greyed out. Great shame, but at least it's there, and I do look forward to checking it out in VR, because that's really what you all want to know, isn't it? How does it feel in VR? But since it is only in 2D mode, well, come join me for this flight anyway, and let's see how we get on. Now, it's worth noting that I do have a pretty decent internet connection these days, about 500 megs per second. So I'm hoping that should be more than adequate to really showcase what this what this sim rather, can do. So, oh wow, okay, so this literally is my first impressions. The only thing I have done is just set up a few controls on my Alpha yoke. So, looks like this is the walk around procedure. Interesting. Static port cover. That worked. This is going to be really cool to do this in VR. That's for sure. It's a bit cumbersome doing it in 2D mode. Can I crouch down and get rid of the chocks? Is that possible? Can you do that? Yep, remove chocks. Okay, interesting. And the pitot cover. Examine left tyre. Oh, condition is good. That's... So really, this has been inspired by A2A, hasn't it? You know, they were the leaders at this sort of thing. And it's great to see that Asobo have implemented this into the default aircraft. Very cool. So I won't mess around too much with that, but get the idea. Nice sounds there, but let's jump into the flight deck. And here we are, we're greeted with the very nice glass cockpit gauges of the C-172, and we've got a nice EFB over here as well. Let's have a quick look at this. So all the aircraft now will have this. Like it very much. Anyway, let's just go to the outside here for a moment and change to real-time weather, because the weather in the UK is very gloomy. There we go. So yeah, quite a heavy cloud here. Must say the lighting is very nice. Much better than before. You can definitely tell. Looking at the textures of the ground and everything, that looks good. This building here looks like an MSFS 2020 building. See, there's a lorry. AI lorry bit stuck. This is London City Airport. Looking a bit crap, I must say, but then, you know, I'm used to payware airports from Orbex and Burning Blue Design, all those kind of things, and I will try some of that maybe in a separate video. But as I say, this is my raw first impressions. Clouds are looking good there. Any pixelation I can see? Not really at the moment. All good there. Right, so let's go straight back into the cockpit. Must say, you know, it's okay, but it's a bit sort of... It feels very much like MSFS 2020 at the moment, I must say. But that's my first feelings. Which isn't a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either, really, is it? Because it doesn't feel like a brand new sim. It looks very much like MSFS 2020, in my opinion. But I'm sure that will change. As I say, this is just my very first impressions. Right, so, good. We've got some control going on here. So let's just start this aircraft up. Won't bother with the checklist or anything like that for today's flight. This is just raw, rough and ready. But let's put the fuel pump on. Make sure we've got some fuel going in. The fuel valve is in the correct position there. Right, let's do an engine start. Same sounds as MSFS 2020, which isn't such a bad thing because this aircraft does sound great. Looks great anyway. I think really with this sim, it's all under the hood. It's the things that really matter, hopefully, that have been improved, such as the weather physics, flight physics, you know, level of detail and performance. That's very important. I mean, things so far seem very smooth, but they should be really with an RTX 4090, let's be honest. Gauges look very sharp. I'm using TAA mode, of course. And let's just have a look at DLSS quickly to see if those gauges do... sorry about the flicker in there, guys. Let's go to quality. Let's just see. Oh yeah, you can see straight away that it's a lot softer, which is kind of what you'd expect. I'll have to see what that looks like in VR. Right, but I don't like all the zooming in and out stuff. Like, when you do that, it zooms out, zooms back in again. Don't really like that. Don't know what that's going to be like in VR, but it's just a little bit clunky, I think is the word I'd use. Right, so let's now just find a runway. Hopefully my controls are going to work okay. Oh crap, hang on. Is that going to... Let's see, we might crash straight away here. No, we can go right through it. Fair enough. Okay, so one thing I can tell straight away, the ground physics. This feels better, I can already tell. I have taxied a 172 in real life, among other planes as well. I'm not a real pilot or anything, that's just that I've had an opportunity, a lot of opportunities to fly in real life, and yeah, that feels a lot nicer on the ground. Okay, that's good, that's a good thing. Notice how it stutters when I change views. There is a few stutters here and there. Sorry about all this, you know, sort of gubbins here with the airspeed indicator and that. I'm not going to mess around with that in this video. This is literally just a raw first impressions. I cannot emphasize that enough, guys. I've literally just installed it and I'm going to go for a flight. Oh, that looks good. That looks very nice. Yeah, definitely this... I think the whole thing, that the sim just looks a bit brighter where it needs to be, you know, and probably a lot darker in sort of heavy cloud. We will try some weather effects as well. But look, every time I change to the... I don't like that. That's very stuttery. But remember, this is an alpha. Got to remember that. Right, so hopefully I'm still recording. Bit of flap in there. Landing light on, stable light on, taxi light off, fuel pump off. We'll put the yoke in. And here we go. First takeoff in MSFS 2024. So look how the aircraft is shaking on the ground. There's things going on here. I can feel... Yeah, this feels... Oh, God. That felt different. Felt like it was actually moving along the ground there. Interesting. Put some trim in here. So we've got a bit of a windy day. This is actually a really good test because the weather in the UK today isn't great. Is there another way I can change views here without messing around with that? No, not for now. I'll have to be like this for now. Yeah, look, it just stutters every time I go into the menu. Oh, flaps up. Flaps coming up now, and we'll go to the external view. A few stutters here and there, I'm sure you'll be able to see. It's worth noting that I am recording with 32 gigs of RAM, and ideally I probably need 64 to do this. And this sim is meant to last a long time. This is built to last for many, many years, so the fact it's running this well on an alpha isn't too bad, actually. I'm not too concerned by that. Alright, we'll just fly back and have a fly around the city. Definitely the lighting. That hits me more than anything else, is the lighting. We're getting quite a few bumps here. The turbulence feels pretty much the same as MSFS 2020, I think. I think we're getting a bit more yaw input than before. It's hard to be honest, it's very hard to kind of compare them both, especially as I'm used to VR. Getting a lot of yaw here. It looks very crisp and clean. In terms of FPS, I don't have a way of looking at my FPS, unfortunately. Not unless I use my NVIDIA Shadow Play software, which you won't be able to see that, but I'll have a look at that in a bit, because that might give me some indication of the FPS. Just to make sure I'm still recording here. Yeah, I'm still recording. Wow, first flight in MSFS 2024. Incredible. I do actually really like the look of the clouds. They look better than I thought. You know, when I've seen shots, screenshots, and, you know, other live streams of other YouTubers, because YouTubers are going to go crazy on this. In fact, Two Tone Murphy is doing a massive, like, marathon session. So respect to him if he's watching this. Love your content, buddy, and, you know, I can't believe that you've been streaming this for, like, goodness knows how long now. So, yeah, that is hardcore. For me, unfortunately, I don't have enough time this weekend to do a full stream, but I thought I'd just do a bit of a first impressions look here as a sort of normal video. Now, I don't think, have I not got photogrammetry on? I don't think I have I? Alright, I will change that. Let me just change that in the settings. I don't like all the zoomy out stuff. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. I wonder if you can change that somehow. Right, so where would I go for that? Oh, I feel like a complete newbie again, guys. I feel completely like I just don't know what I'm doing here. Online. Photogrammetry should be on. Right. That's a bit confusing. Maybe we're not quite in the photogrammetry area. Right, I've just pulled the sound up a little bit on the sim because it was a little bit low. Sorry about that, folks. First impressions and all. But look at this here. You can definitely tell the lighting is massively improved. I am impressed with this. Look at the way the buildings are shining here from the sun, and just the light scattering effects, the ray march reflections or ray tracing. The difference between the light and shade, you know, like the darkness of that cloud there compared to the sun catching those clouds and how it's kind of going in and out. This is perfect weather actually to test out the lighting effects, and this is impressive. I still can't see any issues in terms of pixelation with the clouds as well. They look very, very nice. Nice rainbow appearing there as well. And yeah, just this looks really good. Without a doubt, this looks very, very nice. It's not like a revolutionary difference, you know, like between FSX and MSFS 2020, but it's a refined difference. It makes everything look a lot more believable. There's a lot more effects here. The atmosphere looks so much better, and it was already very good, but this does look excellent. I just don't know why I'm not getting photogrammetry here, so sorry about that, guys. I will go somewhere else in a minute just to see if I can, if it's just this area. Now, of course, you know, this sim is very heavy on your internet connection and streaming. It's something, you know, I don't know how that's going to go for lots of you out there. Thankfully, I did upgrade my internet connection right at the last moment. I've only, like, had 500 megabytes per second for about a month now. That wasn't intentional, just taking a screenshot there because that looks amazing. But yeah, this looks good. That bit of turbulence there, you see the bobbing up and down, that's new. That's definitely new there. But it's a little bit overdone, a little bit too fast in my opinion. Because you do get those sort of, you know, little bumps in the road. But I think that's just a little bit too continuous. I'm sure that can be refined and tweaked. Well, let's have a look now at night time. It does stutter every time I go into the menu. Don't like that. But again, this is an alpha. And it could be related to my lack of RAM. Oh, wow. Yeah, this looks good. Oh, that looks really good. Let me just get rid of this bloody menu. Can I not resize it? Oh, see, it's a bit cumbersome, this menu system. But that, oh, that looks amazing. Screenshot time. Screenshot time, without a doubt. That looks fantastic. Lighting, just in general. That's what's hitting me the most right now, is the lighting. Very, very refined. That looks very believable. Until you get a massive stutter like that. Wow. Yeah, that looks fabulous. Let's try a few different weather presets now. So we'll go off live weather for a moment. Let's just go complete night time. Oh, that looks good. Really, really nice. It's just those subtle improvements of all of the engine, you know, the lighting engine, the performance, the amount of detail on offer now. All of those things coming together to create a big difference. Wow, look at that. That feels really bright. I wonder what that's going to look like in the Somnium VR1, because that headset, as you know, wow, look at that. Yeah, that, I almost feel like I'm squinting and that's just on my monitor. What's that going to look like in VR? Wowzers. So, custom. How do you actually use the presets? Such a noob. Let's try snow. Right, maybe not snow. Let's try broken cloud. Mess around with some of these layers here. Density. Look how they, yeah, you can definitely see there the change. It looks good, guys. This looks good. I'm actually considering this is an alpha. It's running very, very nice. Look at the difference in the lighting. Like, say if we go overcast. Look at that. Massive change there. Yeah, I'm liking this. Light thunderstorm. Oh my. Oh wow. Okay. Let's just go back in the cockpit again. Massive stutter. Oh god, that's going to be awful in VR. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to upgrade my RAM. So let's just have a look at this turbulence here. This does look a bit more violent than before. We've got some nice thunderstorm effects and sounds going on. Can I sort of change this as well? So maybe put the cloud a bit higher up so we're not quite in the clouds, so we can see what's going on. Maybe just shrink that up a little bit there. Oh, that does sound good. That sounds really good. Wow. I'm saying wow quite a lot. That's probably a good thing. How do you change the precipitation? There is a way of doing that, isn't there? But I'm not quite sure. Because I'm a noob. I don't know what I'm doing. There is some stutters though. I'm sure you can see them. There's a lot of stutters at the times. Oh, now, yeah, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Over here, blue sky, and look at the difference in the lighting compared to over here. I like that a lot. That is very dramatic and very much like you'd expect. Look at that over there. Wow, the rain shower. Oh, and some lightning as well. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, yes, that's definitely been improved. I wonder if I can catch a sort of lightning strike there. Probably not. Oh, I'm trying to get a screenshot there of some lightning. Very difficult. Try again. That would make a nice thumbnail. Awesome. Right, okay. Anyway, let's now just do a couple of basic maneuvers. So we'll just go back to... In fact, we'll just go to clear skies now, I think. A few clouds. There we go. I'm just going to do a stall to see what that feels like. We'll do a power on stall because we're quite low to the ground. Do you know what? It's nice to be back using my alpha yoke again. Bloody good yoke this, you know, for the price. So let's see what happens. Put the yoke on here so you can see what I'm doing. Just a basic stall. Nice. Oh, there's, yeah, some added effects there. Wind effects. I'm sure that's new. And actually there's a lot more rudder authority. You can see the way it's behaving as well. Feels a lot more realistic, actually, to be fair. Right, let's now try a spin, although we are very low to the ground. So don't try this at home, folks. See, we can just get to 2,000 feet. No, we're not going to quite make that, but that's okay. Keep pushing back. There we go. Oh, nice. And right rudder. Whoa, wow. Oh my god. That was pretty violent. That's very cool. I like that a lot. Definitely feels a bit more fluid in the air. You know, it's something that I'll notice more once I'm in VR, but there's definitely a better fluid feeling of flight, if I can say that correctly. Right, let's quickly go somewhere else before I wrap this first impressions up. Go back to the main menu, so N flight. I really don't like the zooming in and out thing. I think it just creates more stress on the system. Right then, folks, here we go. It looks like we've got photogrammetry here, so that's good. And ready to fly. Now, I've noticed I don't have any control. And I think that's because, for some reason, you have to sort of copy your controls over. That's a bit weird, that is. I don't really like that. Has that worked? There we go. Yeah, I don't quite understand what that's all about. Anyway, so let's have a quick look at the photogrammetry here. And as I say, please let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. Although, as I say, I don't have access to this for very long. And of course, if VR becomes a thing before the alpha has finished, then I'll be trying that straight away. But I am quite busy, unfortunately, this weekend. But yeah, that looks fantastic, doesn't it? That looks really nice. Let's just, again, mess around with the weather. Right, is this... No, that's not live weather. Let's just try that first. Oh, crikey. Okay. So, what are my thoughts? What are my raw impressions of this. I feel like it's not the revolution that MSFS 2020 was. And we all know that, or should know that. There's some weird stuff going on here. However, I can see that this really, I think the idea of this new sim is basically it's a fresh start in terms of how the platform is going to progress in the future. And with this added extra technology that's included into this sim, that is not just the graphics fidelity, but the performance, the multi-threaded use of your CPU, the fact this sim is now an online sim more than ever before means, well, that's good and bad, because it's going to take less room on your hard drive. But as you all know, the servers can go down, they can cause issues and stutters, so that remains to be seen. But this is looking pretty good, I've got to say. I like how we're bobbing through the air here. I would love to know your thoughts and your first impressions of the Tech Alpha. Please do let me know in the comments below. But I've got some mixed feelings about it, guys. I'm not completely wowed by it. I think I will definitely have MSFS 2020 on my hard drive for a bit longer yet. I do like where this is going, but it's not a massive, huge step up. I don't think it's going to be for everyone. And I think if you were to wait, say, 6 months, I think that would be a very sensible thing to do, especially as I don't think all the add-ons are going to work. It's going to be a bit of a mess. This 6 months to even a year, there's going to be a big transitional phase, and it might be quite stressful. So if you're the kind of person that doesn't like testing things and you just want to go up and fly and enjoy it, you might be better off with MSFS 2020 for a while yet. But let's just see how this progresses. If you'd like me to do anything or try anything, let me know. But yeah, they're my first impressions really of this new sim. There are some very good points to it. I do love the new atmosphere effects. Just the feeling of flight feels better. The clouds are definitely better than I thought they would be. There's a lot more options, a lot more customization to be had. It's a very exciting time for sure, and I can't wait to try this in VR. Thank you so much for watching, folks. Sorry it's not more, but as I say, I've got lots to do this weekend. But yeah, I'll see you again very soon, and perhaps I'll get another couple of MSFS 2024 videos out if I can before the Tech Alpha runs out. But for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye for now.